Zeaplus may not be the manufacturer that comes to your mind when you think of smartphones, but the company decided to step into the game with its first smartphone. This is Linus and this is a review of the Zeaplus M7. Let's see what we got. The device comes in a plain box, which is nothing to look at. The contents include the instruction manuals, charging plug, USB cable, and a screen protector. Nothing fancy, just the essential stuff you would expect to come with a smartphone. In addition, I received a flip cover case, which is a pretty neat thing if you want to protect your device. The Zeaplus M7 is not the smallest device as it comes with 5.5-inch 1080p display. It is bright enough, sharp, and has a natural color reproduction. In addition, the screen has a slight curve on each side to provide a 2-point glass effect. On the top of the device, there is a 5-megapixel front-facing camera, earpiece, and a proximity sensor. A cool feature is that there is a front-facing LED flash for those night selfie lovers. On the bottom side, there are 3 capacitive keys which also have a nice backlight and they are visible even outdoors. The middle home button also serves as a pulsing notification light. The backplate is made out of textured plastic material. On the top side, there is a 13-megapixel Sony camera with a single LED flash. Just below the snapper, there is a fingerprint scanner. The placement seemed weird at the beginning, but right now I think it is pretty good since the phone has quite a huge footprint, so it is easy to reach it with your index finger. The fingerprint scanner itself works just fine. I mean, it is not as precise as the one on the iPhone, but it gets the job done most of the times. On the bottom side, there is a single speaker grill. The sides of the Zeaplus M7 are surrounded by a metal frame and it looks identical to the Elephone G7 I reviewed a few weeks ago. It is sturdy enough and gives a bit of a premium look and feel. On the left side you can find a volume rocker and on the right side there is a power key. Both buttons are made out of metal and they have a great tactile response. On the top side there is a micro USB charging port along with a headset jack, and on the bottom there is just a microphone. You can remove the backplate and under the hood you can find 2 SIM card slots, micro SD card slot up to 64 gigs and a removable 3800 mAh battery. Overall, the design is good, but it is kind of plain looking and it would not attract the attention of a lot of people. On the other hand, this device was not built with a design in mind. The front and the sides of the device feels high quality, but the backplate is ruining a lot of things there. Firstly, the textured plastic feels a bit cheap, but the biggest complaint here is that it is making some wobbling noises when pressed, meaning that it does not sit tight enough. Not sure if it is only my review unit, but this is my experience. The Zeaplus M7 runs almost stock looking Android 5.0 Lollipop. Overall, all the apps are opening and closing fast. Scrolling through menus is also usually fast, but sometimes I encountered with some lags there and there when there were some apps running in the background. On the other hand, if you close all the apps, the UI experience is almost perfect. All in all, it seems that the UI still needs some more polishing to become completely lag-free, as there is a lot of sheer power to choose from. As usual, I don't care about synthetic benchmarks and I strongly believe that a real-life performance is a much more important factor to look at. To support that, I've tested the Zeaplus smartphone with a few graphically intensive games like Asphalt 8 and Nova 3. The performance is not bad but not perfect either. The graphics look okay, but there are some skipped frames there and there and even little lags at some points. Nothing to be a deal breaker as you can still enjoy 3D gaming, just not at the highest level possible. Multimedia consumption is great overall. Firstly, the stock music player is easy to use, but more importantly, the loudspeaker is not bad at all for the price of this device. Being a bloody picky, I would add a bit more depth to the sound quality, but overall I am more than glad to listen to music via loudspeaker. In addition, it doesn't get muffled that easily with your fingers. On Other multimedia options like 1080p video playback work just fine. As usual, I suggest you downloading a third-party video player to get some more functionality though. Camera application is a stock MediaTek app with some basic settings and a few shooting modes to play with. Moreover, the shutter speed is not the fastest out there, but not the slowest either. The daylight pictures are actually quite good. The detail level is usually decent, colors look natural, but as usual for budget devices, the camera struggles with the dynamic range quite often. Other than that, you can capture some great looking pictures. Once you take the camera indoors, you can still capture some decent looking images. Obviously, you may lose some details compared to the daylight images. The night shots have much more noise and the level of details is much lower. Also, the camera software does not brighten up the pictures as some other devices do. Finally, the shutter speed is much slower and you have to keep your hand steady to avoid blurry shots. A 5-megapixel selfie camera could be definitely better. Well, you can take some usable selfies for social media, but if you need to frame some more people, the shutter simply cannot focus all of them as the corners of the images are blurry. In addition, the front-firing LED is a great idea, but it does not work that well in the dark. I believe it is simply too weak to illuminate the scene. The 1080p video is just mediocre. The level of details could be better, the auto exposure and dynamic range is not consistent, and the footage looks a bit dull overall. However, it performs similarly to other smartphones in this price range, so it does not surprise me at all. I have no major complaints about any of connectivity options. Call quality is not the best, but it is good enough. In addition, I had normal 4G speeds on this device. Also, connectivity options like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth or GPS work just fine. The 3800 mAh battery sounds promising on paper, but it could be a little better in real life. Well, it is not bad at all as it will get you through the day on average or even a heavy use if you won't be playing games or doing other intensive tasks all the time. The Zeaplus M7 is a decent but not perfect device. Firstly, the overall design is just plain looking, but the back cover could be definitely better. The thing is that it is making some wobbling noises when pressed can be irritating for some. Well, I was told that it does not happen on all units. Anyway, it is not that bad and it is far from a deal breaker. In addition, I was happy with a vibrant display which I actually stared a lot of times under direct sunlight. Moreover, the overall performance is good, but I have had several lags in the UI and 3D gaming which went away after restarting the device. It is nothing significant, but with the specs this device has, you don't want to see that. It leads me to believe that Zeaplus M7 needs a few software updates to optimize the work of hardware. A good thing is that I already received an update, so the company may have already addressed these issues. Finally, the Zeaplus M7 is a decent device overall. For the price of $169 you're getting a device with a huge vibrant screen, fingerprint scanner, a powerful package of specs, removable battery and more. It is not an ideal device or a smartphone that attracts attention of a lot of people due to its design, but it is not a bad smartphone either. It was Linus from Gizmo China and thanks for watching. Please visit gizmochina.com for a more detailed written review and see you next time.